Hello everyone, Gaara here and welcome to a new deck tech video. Today I'm going to cover a deck that has been made by my teammate Rackful, and since Rackful is too lazy to make deck tech videos himself, I'm going to make a deck tech video about it. This is basically a very interesting Bloodlust deck. The main idea is that you have like a lot of sticky minions, and so you can summon another win condition, which is the Sea Giant, later on in the game for low mana cost. And yeah, it's something sticky on the board, and yeah, it's something unique. I'm going over the deck list here. It has one Earth Shock, just as one Silence. The thing is, it's very difficult to cut cards in Shaman. This deck also has like only one Rock Biter, just because you don't need that many free damage removals in this metagame with all the Death Rattle minions. Like most people play Haunted Creeper and stuff like that. So, like, all the free damage removal cards like Fury Warx or Eagle Hornbow, they're like much weaker right now because most of the minions don't have free toughness that are dominating the meta game. So, free damage removal cards, and since you don't play Doomhammer and no Alak here in this deck, the Rock Biter is not that important as a finisher card later on in the game. It has one Earth Shock, just enough because you can contest the board with your minions. You have a lot of early game with this deck. You play the Undertakers, you have a lot of Death Rattles. You play the Zombie Chows, it's like the strongest one drop you have as a neutral minion. The Haunted Creepers, the Loot Hoarders for card draw, since you don't have any other card draw. Card draw is very important as a Shaman. It's very difficult to play good card draw card minions. You have the Assure Drakes and the Loot Hoarders in this deck because of the synergy. You need this guaranteed spell power for Lightning Storm and Lightning Bolts, so the Assure Drake is a very nice card. Ferris Spirit, just because yeah, it's a very nice synergy with Bloodlust, since it's two minions which you can summon with it. Hex, the best heart removal card in the game. You will see double Hex in every single Shaman deck. Lightning Storm, it's just a lot. Yeah, you really need board control with this deck. If you get overwhelmed with a Bloodlust Shaman deck, once you lose board control, you will most likely lose. The double Defender of Argus is just overall. For Defender of Argus, Shaman is probably the best class, since even if you have totems out and you can buff 2 totems, let's say you play against a warrior and you buff 2 totems, he still has to remove it somehow. So it's very efficient board you can gain with as a Shaman. Violet Teacher was always good in Bloodlust Shaman. Since it has so much synergy with the cheap spells, I used to play Bloodlust Shaman with Totemic Might, and so you just can spawn a lot of Mon ones. And the more minions you have on the board, it doesn't really matter what you have on the board when you play Bloodlust. You just want to have a full board. If you have seven minions, let's say you have totems and 1/1s on the board, you already have 21 damage with Bloodlust. So the goal is just to have as many minions on the board as possible. Yeah, the Bloodlust, you don't want to play 2 Bloodlust just because it's a dead card. If you don't have it as a finisher, let's say you have Bloodlust in your opening hand, it's probably like the worst card in the game to have, because you can, if you don't have board control, like you need cards to fight for board control. If you don't have any board, Bloodlust is completely useless. So you never ever want to have 2 Bloodlust in your hand. Assure Drake for card draw, as I mentioned earlier, is just overall a super strong card for Shaman with the spell power. Shaman has like a lot of synergy with this card. The Fundamental, just because it's overall very strong. 6 drop, it's a very good tempo card. It's the best 6 mana cost tempo card in the game. Shaman is like a tempo class, and because also of the overload mechanic, so you write on tempo. Once you get the board, you want to draw into Bloodlust and finish off your opponent. So Fundamental is better. Let's say like cards like Cairn, for example, it's too slow. Sea Giant is just like, it's the MVP of this deck. You will have a lot of minions on the board, and then you will summon a Sea Giant for, if your opponent contests your board with a lot of minions, let's say you play a mirror, there's like a lot of minions on the board, you will have very cheap Sea Giants out. And yeah, if your opponent doesn't play BGH, it's very hard to remove this card. So yeah, it's a very nice deck, and I'm going to show you some games.